Imagine yourself on the first day of kindergarten. You probably walked in, looked at all the unfamiliar faces, and weren't quite sure what to do. Finally, you see your desk with your name that you barely recognize. You sit there and you feel really uncomfortable. All of a sudden, you look up and you see a teacher. She's probably there making you feel super comfortable and making sure everything's okay. This is something that I want to create in the future. My job choice is to go into early childhood education. It's a field with many different job opportunities, allowing different people to work in different places. That way children are able to grow and work with the teachers that best fit them. Today I'm going to be giving you an overview of the early childhood education field. I will be going through the nature of the work, the different work opportunities that there are, the different requirements, as well as possible pay. So first I'd like to start off with the nature of the work. This is something where you would need to be energetic, you need to be creative, you need to be self-motivated. And I also interviewed a teacher at WITC who is in charge of the early childhood education program and also worked in the field. I asked her what her typical day was like, and she basically told me that every day is different. There's a lot of things that you need to do to prepare yourself, as well as making sure that you fit into the early childhood education field is super important. And the reason I'm stating that to you right now is because as I look at the work, you begin to realize that it's all about providing an affordable care for parents, as well as a nurturing and educational role, because every child is important to the parent as well as us as teachers or helpers in the field. So we need to realize and understand that children are everywhere and we need to help them and understand the families as well. This is something where you're going to be communicating with the child as well as the adult, because you're wanting to create a great bond so that they're able to learn for their future. Going into that, there's so many different work opportunities. There's a lot of different things that you could do. You could be a private household worker. You might work in somewhere where there's children that don't have places to live. Family care providers, child care centers, preschools, or even working your way up eventually into kindergarten, which is my plan. I eventually plan on going into kindergarten through third grade. But for right now, I'm going to stick to the early childhood education providers because that's where I'll start to gain my experience. Through these many different options as far as jobs, there are different requirements. In different states, there are different requirements in general as far as what you need to do to work in the field or at a specific job. Schooling and training are among the most important things for this field. Most of the time they prefer a bachelor's degree in higher teaching. However, in preschool and younger, it is required that you usually have somewhat of training and at least a high school diploma. Private schools and private organizations may be different. It's all very flexible. The possible pay goes along with the requirements that you have and what you need to do for that specific job. A really fun fact that I learned on the Bureau of Statistics for the early childhood care providers in all different jobs, there's a 26% growth of employment, creating 1,115 jobs to pre-existing jobs. So there are more opportunities being created daily, allowing us to understand the importance of this. We are able to go about and work through and go to school and do these things to get to where we want to be. Like I stated earlier, eventually want to go into kindergarten through third grade teaching. So for me right now, I just need to focus on the creativity and things that I can do to learn and make myself a stronger teacher. I hope that you got an okay overview of the early childhood education programs and different job opportunities. And I hope that one day I'll be able to help you.